Good afternoon, everybody. Saintsman, small van driver on the six. It's Sunday afternoon at 4:15, and this is not my house. We're in the Lake District on holiday. Just got a bit of time to run through the week in the life of, starting Monday the 5th. It's been a strange week. I met another YouTuber, Tall Man Small Van. If you want to look at his channel, I met him on Friday in Telford. Really strange. We met in a car park. I parked about 30 yards from where he was. But let's go back to Monday. And I had a laptop which I picked up on Friday night, and it got me delivered to Fareham, near Southampton, between Southampton and Portsmouth. And believe it or not, I delivered it. It got to be there for 9 for a solicitor's, and I got it there at 1:45. They took it, and believe it or not, my next job, and there was a few drivers around, was from Fareham, literally a mile away, and it was to Northampton. Completely different shipper, easy to book to price the job because I priced it exactly the same as what I priced going down, and I got a job back to Fareham, back to Northampton, and it was literally 4 doors from where my auntie lived, who we've been looking after. She's been a bit poorly. I couldn't believe it. You couldn't make it up. So good start, really good start today. I was back in Northampton by 12 and done. And thinking, well, if that's what I'm done, when I had some lunch with my auntie, cup of coffee, cup of tea, kept the feed on, and I thought, do I really? I was literally 4 miles from home. So I thought, well, knock it on the head, and still had a good day, or to look for something else or whatever, and didn't. I went home, and I was home by about 2, and changed and chasing a few invoices up, which were due, and quite successful actually. There was 2 overdue. There's 3. 2 got paid the next morning. I asked them, and they said they'll do it tonight. Really sorry, just missed them. And one, I'll come to that, but one I had to do a bit of chasing, but we'll come to that in a bit. Anyway, thought I'd done for the day, and a job popped up. My wife was home, and she was just going out to do a little errand. Then she said, I'm just going out, so I'm going to be about an hour and a half. I said, okay. And a job popped up. Rusden to Canterbury. And it was pick up before 7 p.m, delivered to Canterbury. And I recognised it. I thought, I'm sure I've done a job like this before. And I'll see the shipper was, phoned up, and put a really good quote in, and got the job. So before she got home, I left her a note saying, not going to be home tonight. I'm going to Canterbury. So I did a split shift, which is the first time I've done that for months. I actually left my house at 6:15. So I'd finished at 12, 6.25 hours off, and drove to Canterbury. And that job paid really well, and I tramped in Canterbury. It was one A4 folder in a jiffy bag to a residential address. It was pitch black when I got there, but luckily it was in a village called Lower Hadres near Canterbury, and I've been there before. So even though it was pitch black, no street lights, I found it, and I'd already phoned, and she waited for me. Got there, 10 o'clock, delivered by 10. And when I parked up in Canterbury, found a park for night. So happy days. That was my best day of the week. Really good money. So it sets you off really well. And I hadn't got nothing booked in for Tuesday because obviously I didn't get there till 10. There was nothing there then. Slept like a baby. Slept in Iceland car parking just outside Canterbury. And it's not Iceland, next to Iceland there's a NCP, but at night it's free up till 8 o'clock in the morning. I slept really well, even though the heavens opened and there was a massive lightning and thunder. Once that finished about 11 o'clock, half 11, slept like a baby all the way through. And I was looking for a job. And I thought, well, I'll have a good first day, so we can get a second day. And there was a job on there from Headcorn, which was 15, 20 mile away, going to Leicester. Leicester's a really good area, but the pickup wasn't until 11:30. But I thought, you know what, I can have a little stroll around, go for a walk, and that's exactly. I phoned up, got the job, good rate again, and I just thought, you know what, I'll just find somewhere, have a stroll. Found a wood Deeringwood, which was about 5 miles from where I got to go, and had a little stroll, grabbed myself a coffee, just had a chill. I'd had a nice easy morning, and I got there about 11:15, and it was ready about 11:20. So yeah, late start for me, but good money and going to Leicester, and Leicester's 30 miles from home, and took that up to Leicester, and I thought I could do with either another long range job and stay out, or I can do whatever, stay, get a local job and just go home. And I got a job before it even delivered the Leicester. Another job pinged up, Leicester to Wellingborough. I quoted, good quote on it, over £1 a mile. In fact, it was 170 a mile because it was a short job. Got it, and when I picked it up, and it was only 3 miles from where I dropped, so it wasn't like dead miles. And I took it to Wellingborough, and I was in Wellingborough by 4:30. Done. And Wellingborough again, 8 miles from home, so it was going well. Yeah. And then I sat in Wellingborough in a McDonald's just on the outskirts of Wellingborough, and a job popped up. Pick up Wellingborough, deliver to Cambridge 8:30 in the morning, between 8 and 8:30 in the morning, to meet an engineer on site. Quoted decent money for it, and phoned, and it took a while. It took about 5 minutes for him to sort of make his mind up. He was umming and ahhing. He says, I think I might have a cheaper car. I said, that's fine, just let me know because I'm going to drive home because I live in Northampton. And he went, no. In the end, he went, no, I'd rather you do it because you're in Wellingborough and you can pick it up. I said, I can pick it up in 10 minutes. So he gave me the job for the morning. So I picked that up in Wellingborough, drove home. So again, Tuesday, just slightly under my minimum of 200, but only just not much under. And I got a load for the morning in the bank. So Cambridge, it's only an hour. I hadn't got to get up mega early. I hadn't got to get up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It was nice. Got up 6:30, left at 7, and I was in Cambridge at 8. So Wednesday, got to Cambridge, and it was on a big, massive development of houses, flats on the Madinley Road into Cambridge, and I found it straight away. Found the engineer eventually, and it was insulation, and he was doing the floors. It was floor coverings and whatever. And found him, no problem at all, and looking for a job. And Cambridge can be a bit iffy. I always think Cambridge iffy. There's more work to me out of Huntingdon, which is up the road. But I sat in Cambridge. I thought I'll sit because I've done money, and it's only 9 o'clock. I'm like originally, work, and they did. A job come up Cambridge to Carshalton, which was South London, right round the back, round the M25, right into the bottom, around Croydonish way, sort of that way. It was to residential address. And it was going from Cambridge, and I was only 3.5 miles from the job. I quoted strong money on it because I'm going to London. I quoted over £1 a mile, and I knew that the mileage they put on, I was going to be able to cut that down by a good bit by going through London, under the Blackwall Tunnel, and cut my way through down to Carshalton. And I got the job. And, yep, phoned up. There was only 2 drivers in Cambridge at the time, and I quoted, it's over £1 a mile, I quoted, and I got the job. But it's iffy because you're going to South London and you're going to be there lunchtime-ish. Are you going to get a job back or not? I don't know. Anyway, did the job and picked it up, and I did. Instead of being at 90 miles, I got it down to 71. And going through London only took me 10 minutes more. Not even that. So, down to Carshalton, done. I'd already decided I need to be moving out the way. So I went to an Asda near Carshalton, got some fuel, sat in outside the Asda car park, looked at jobs, and a job did pop up, and it was from Westerham to Stansted Airport. In fact, it was Biggin Hill, which I've never been to. Little airport, it's quite famous. Biggin Hill to another airline company in Stansted. And again, I quoted strong money on it, over £1 a mile, and got the job. And I thought, you know what, that's good enough. Stansted, I'll drive home from there. It's 60 odd mile home. I'm not staying out. I'll drive home, which I did. But on the way home, I picked a job up for the next morning. I pulled over, I look at the feed, and picked a job up. I did 280 mile that day. I didn't do my mileage. 425 Monday, and I did 249 Tuesday and 280 Wednesday. Um, and I booked this job in for 8 o'clock half seven pickup Thursday, and it was Northampton pickup. One drop Northampton for 19 boxes, and then one drop for 16 boxes in Thatcham. But the delivery in Thatcham was booked in at 12 o'clock. I thought it was 11:30. It was with Chris, but it was 12 o'clock. But they meant I could go in at half 11. But I thought I did the Northampton one instantly. It was quick. It's the quickest I've ever done that one. I've done this job before, and it was the quickest I've ever done. I was in and out within 5 minutes, which meant I got a fair bit of time to kill, which I did. I went down to Thatcham, parked up. I parked up and had a drink. I filled up with fuel, and I did try to go in um, Thatcham, the delivery, at 10:45. I thought I'll risk it. No, got refused. Told to come back at 11:30 because I'm too early and they're busy. And that's fair enough. You can try it. You try it on. You try to get in. I'd already said to Chris, I'll try to get in earlier. If I don't, it's not a problem. I weren't on for a mega day at that time. And yeah, so I parked up. And I contacted, I've got one bill to chase. I've done private work for someone not on the CX, two jobs. I've worked for her before. It's a woman. And I worked for her before, not on the CX, it's all private. And she pays late. And she pays a week late. And she don't really have any remorse. She says, oh, I'm doing best. It's on next week's run, blah, blah. And it gets right on my nerves because I've done the job for her. I've done a video about late payers, and I do chivvy them along, try and work with them, but it does get my goat. But I phoned her on Thursday. I says, look, you still haven't paid me. She said she was going to pay last Friday, the Friday before. Didn't happen. She said Tuesday. She gave me some bullshit excuse that someone owed her 14 grand and they'd blow her out and blah. I ain't interested. I don't give a shit. I've done the job for you on time. Uh, I'm trying. I said, look, is it going to be on this week's, your payment? Yeah, it's going to be on Friday. I said, okay. So that was Thursday while I was waiting to deliver. So I delivered, but as I delivered, Chris phoned me and he says, how you getting on? I says, I'm just getting in. I'm in now at 11:30. He said, believe it or not, I got a job out of Thatcham going to Skelmersdale if you're interested. He says, 7 crates. He says, they'll fit in your van. And I went, yeah. I says, but I don't know what time I'm going to get out of it. I've only just got in here. And there's a couple of vans. He says, well, 12 o'clock, you can pick it up, longs up to 12. I said, well, if there's any problems, I'll give you a ring. And there was, because they tipped me at 5 to 12, which is a pain in the arse. But he said the other job's fine. I shouldn't be too far away. And I wasn't. I was 300 yards away. And when I tipped the Thatcham, I just went out the gate, went to the next pickup before I did my paperwork, and picked the 7 crates up, then did all the paperwork. So I'd got and it was Skelmersdale was a good distance. Best part of 200 mile. But I decided that I was going to be staying out. I wouldn't get home from there because unless I got something really top notch, I wouldn't be in Skelmersdale till about 5 o'clock. And I thought, you know what, that'll do me for the day. I've got good money on this day, really good money again, over target. And I did it. And I stopped on the way up, had something to eat, and I'd got to be there for 5:30 because that's when they shut. And I got there in the end about 4:45, and it was an easy tip, really easy. And it was just outside on the edge of Skelmersdale, a little industrial estate. And I pulled over there, and I thought, you know what, that's probably it. On the way up, obviously we had the sad news about the Queen, uh, and yeah, very sad. It's royalty in the end, and like her or loathe her, it's still royalty and it's still a sad occasion. I'd already decided I was staying up there and I was looking for jobs. I was still looking for jobs, don't get me wrong, at 5 o'clock. And there was some going where I didn't want to go north. I thought, no, because I'm on holiday now. But I was on holiday. I was finishing Friday. And I thought if I stay in Skelmersdale Thursday night, all I'm looking for is Fridays to go home. Just to get home, south. And there was a job to Newcastle upon Tyne, but I weren't taking that at 7 o'clock at night. But I looked on the feed, and jobs in Manchester, Liverpool, around there is a lot of work. Um, and I got a job from St Helens. I took a risk. I did take a risk here. Pick up St Helens, 8 o'clock in the morning, deliver to Shrewsbury. and it was a 15 kilo bag of samples. And I thought, I'll quote over £1 a mile, which I did. And I got a phone call, said, you okay to do the job in the morning? This was about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I went, yep, I can do that. I thought, well, that's made my decision. I'm staying where I am. And I didn't. I drove down to St Helens, just on the outskirts. And it was at Haydock Business Park, just on by the M6. And I was 4 miles away, found a park for night. I've been to Tesco's, got a sandwich, got drink, food. And I was in Tesco's, and I was in park for night, parked up, 8:15, half eight, parked up. Lovely spot as well, parked for night, right by a canal and dual carriageway either side. Slept really well, right the way through. And that was Thursday done. So I did a really good day over target. So happy with that. And Friday the pickup was St Helens to Shrewsbury. I got there at 10 to 8, and it was from a freight forwarder. And he got the bag ready, waiting for me, and I was off and running. And I got it delivered in Shrewsbury about 9:30, 20 to 10. Shrewsbury, there weren't a driver in Shrewsbury. Not long wheelbase, Luton, nothing. But there's no work. There ain't no work. There's the odd one. I'd already made the decision I was going to start trundling towards home. I wanted to be finished by about 4 o'clock Friday latest. I've got a pack. We're leaving at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. I didn't even check the van, what we're going in. Going with a friend. I ain't packed diddly squat. So there was jobs pinging. So I decided when I got to Shrewsbury to drive down towards Telford, which gives me more opportunity, Telford, Wolverhampton, of getting a job south. And I thought I'll stay in Telford for about an hour. And if I don't get anything, I'm just going to drive home. Because I've nearly hit target. Almost hit target. And I pulled in, is it Wrekin Retail Park, just by the M54. I can't tell you what junction, I can't remember. But it's a retail park with Tesco, Sports Direct, all the big ones, McDonald's. And I pulled in there on Friday. I thought this will be a good perch spot. There was 3 or 4 vans around. I didn't look who they were or what size they were. And I parked in the car park right outside between McDonald's and Sports Direct. And I thought this would do lovely. I got a coffee, which I'd already got earlier in the day. And I got a phone call instantly. And it was a phone call. It was John from Toolman Small Van, who does videos. And he went, it's a Saints man. He says, I went, all right, mate, where are you? He says, well, look out your window, 20 yards to the right. And I looked, and there he is parked. He was parked in the next base, 25 yards across the bay. I could have parked anywhere in this car park, and I parked dead opposite him. He got his Ford Custom, which he's got on rental because his van got pranged. So he's got that as a courtesy vehicle. So, brilliant. Another YouTuber. I hadn't seen him. We speak regular anyway, once a week. And yeah, I met him and we stood there probably talking bollocks, to be honest. We normally do. But it was good. I had a look around his custom. Beautiful van they are. The only thing that puts me off, I'm going to get a bigger van. The only thing that puts me off the custom is the miles per gallon. And he said he's struggling to get 40. He said really struggling. And that's no good for me. It was an L1 H1. And I need something that does more to the gallon. If it's going to be bigger, it's got to do between 45 and 50, which hopefully if I get a dispatch it may do it. If I get a combo L2 or a Citra Malingo L2, an upgraded one because they're slightly bigger for tramping, I'll get more miles. But great van, very comfy. So we had a chat and jobs were coming in nowhere but any good. It was quietish. It was quietish. I always said to him, I'm looking for south. I'm just looking for a job at home, anywhere I am. I said, and if I don't get anything in the next hour, I'm buggering off anyway. And he was looking for jobs. He quoted on 3 or 4 jobs, nothing. I didn't quote on any jobs because of nothing happening. And we were there an hour, probably an hour, not quite an hour, probably. And then a job popped up from Wolverhampton to Luton. It's beautiful. And I said to him, he said, oh, he could see it first on his phone. Well, there's a job there, look, Wolverhampton to Luton. I went, that's me. I quoted to get home. It was, let's say it was 95 miles, and I was 10 miles, 15, 10, 12 miles from it. And I'll tell you, I will tell you what, I quoted 70 quid, and it was getting home money. I'd normally quote on that 85 quid. But it got me to, and it weren't Luton. It was a Luton postcode, but it was Dunstable. In fact, it was closer. I'll tell you how close it was. When I got there, it was 30 miles from my house. So I quoted getting home money. I did on a Friday. I thought if I do this, get it done, 3, I'll be home. 3:30, and I was. I was home 4 o'clock because I stopped and fanned around to get everything sorted with the van. But I got the job, so I left Tall Man John from Tall Man Small Van. I don't know whether he still got work. I don't know. He got work later in the day. I know because I see it. He got a good job later in the day, so fair play to you. And yep, I drove. I dropped the parcel at Dunstable. It was tools from one tool company to another. It was stock transfer to a rental tool company, and drove home. On the way home, Neil from Neptune's give us a bell. He's got a new van. If you want to look at his channel, it's Neptune Couriers. Yep, I'd suggest you go and see it. It's a great bloke. Tall Man Small Van. He's got his channel. Another great bloke. You chatted to him and chatted to him all the way home till I got to my house, and I was done. And that was my week done. Also, there's a couple of other guys I'll mention who got a channel. Freddie Fletcher, he's got a channel. That's James at Freddie Fletcher, and Anvil Dave. He's got Anvil Logistics, I think it's called his channel. So all them guys, subscribe to them because they're trying to catch me up because I've got more subscribers than them. So let's give them a plug. Come on, let's get them up so they don't feel bad. Anyway, that's my week. Like I say, what I do now, I give you the week's takings. What I take for the week, what mileage I do. And I did 1,495 miles in this week. And I hit my target. My target's 1,000 and I hit 1,049 quid. Which is now pretty much my target because with the fuel going up and everything, I try and do £210 a day, which is 1,050, and I was 50 pence under. That's before VAT though. So you add VAT on it and it comes up £1,259.40. And then you're taking off £113, which is 9% for the VAT man, and I keep the rest, which comes out at 1,146. So not too shabby. 2 nights out tramping. Oh, and that's taking off my dart charges. I had dart charge on Monday. I had a dart charge on Tuesday. And that was it. So £6. And I took that off as well. And my pence per mile, and that includes travelling home travelling a little distance here and there, was 73p. 72p. 72p. Without the VAT. With the VAT, it pushes it up nearly to 80 plus, which is fairly good. It's good enough for what I want. So that's my week. I'm off now. Oh, that's my week in the life. So that's that done. And then on Friday, I dropped this. I had one bad payer. I've done a video about bad payers. And on Friday, I dropped another little WhatsApp message saying, "Are you paying me today? Is my money going to be paid today?" And I got a message back. She does communicate, saying, "Yes, it'll be paid today. Yes, when I get paid, my money is today. I'm going to pay yours. Yours is on the list." So that's all you can do. You've got to work because you want your money. I'll tell you how much it was for 312 quid. So it was a few bob. And it was meant to be paid August the 30th. So it wasn't too late, but it's just how it's every time. And there's not much of an apology. She just moans that she hasn't been paid by her customers. I don't give a toss. I really don't. But like I says, you're trying to work with them because you want your money. You don't want to antagonise them, but it gets to a point where it's just pay me my money. I've done the job. And when she paid me, was it 11:30 at night on a Friday? I'd gone to bed and I was just my phone pinged a couple of times, and she paid me at 11:30 at night on a Friday. So she's paid me. That's the main thing. I've got no outstanding ones now. They're all up to date. So a good week. Now I'm on a holiday week. We've been out today. We came up to the Lake District on yesterday, Saturday. We stopped at Morecambe. Tell you what, it was a lovely day. Yep, see the statue, Eric Morecambe and all that. We had a light lunch and walk along the front. When the weather's nice, it's beautiful. I mean, lovely. And then we made our way up to the Lake District where we are now. We're in a beautiful 4-bed lodge, like a ground floor no, you call it accommodation. It's beautiful. It's got a lounge, kitchen, self catering. It's on a complex with others, and it's lovely. Today we have been to the coast, to Silo, and we've been to Cockermouth. Try saying that without smiling. And we had a great day. We're back now, and it's 4:45 at night. So I don't know when this will go out, but I'm off now for a week. I might do a video later in the week if I get bored, but I doubt it. And I won't be back to work until a week on Monday, week tomorrow. So I hope you're all doing well and speak soon.